I have one last story, one last #LifeMonth story to read you guys on the air.
We'd love to hear it.
Excuse me. Here we go. This is a story my wife and I have kept to ourselves for the past 5.5 years. We had 2 beautiful daughters, and my wife always wanted a mama's boy. We were blessed to be pregnant with our 3rd child in 2016 with that mama's boy, when at our 16-week checkup, we got the dreaded news that something was wrong with the baby's heart. We met as husband and wife and sought the advice of doctors whom we trusted so much, having been through this twice before. I am sad to say that at every turn we were met with, just terminate the pregnancy, or don't ruin the beautiful family you already have, or you don't need the burden of a special needs child. My wife and I are both Catholic, and growing up, there is no such thing as the thought of an abortion. How could these people we trusted so much give the advice to just kill your baby? Of course, they used more acceptable terms to the spirit of the age, like terminate, as opposed to kill or abort. I can remember to this day vividly sitting in our car after an appointment with our OBGYN, where we were both in shock and disbelief, and we looked at each other like, well, this is what everyone is telling us to do. We both cried as we thought there was no hope for our baby boy, and just kind of thought the next appointment was to end the pregnancy. Praise God, as after so many prayers and contemplating, my wife was strong enough to say, we will never be able to live with ourselves if we do what they're telling us. If our baby is born and needs intervention, we would let him die, or would we help him? What's the difference between right now at 20 weeks in utero or 20 weeks old? I am happy to say that our Alex is going on 6 years old this August and just completed kindergarten. His sisters love him only like 2 big sisters could, and he completes our family. Has it always been easy? Of course not. Has it always been worth it? Absolutely. Alex has completed a series of 3 open heart surgeries to correct what is the generic term of HLHS, hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Our good Lord has done everything he could for him up to this point and provided there are even more inventions/interventions in the future. Alex can live a mostly normal life. We don't know if we have 3 more hours with him or 300 more years with him, but he's the best thing to ever happen to our family. I hope some of my family is listening to this today, so this breaks the ice, and they can understand the pain we went through getting that debilitating advice from everyone, from our OBGYN to a pediatric cardiologist, who we obviously never visited again. Our medical industrial complex is broken, but that's a story for another day. Today and every day, we celebrate Alex. That was Brian and Christina from Florida. That was their story.
What are you guys' thoughts on that powerful story?
Well, the value of each and every life to folks like this couple and everybody in this room and most of our listeners, I think, is patently obvious. But the other thing about this is the lives of everybody else. And what's important to gain from this is that whether you're the parents in a tough situation or doctors who, got into a job, not because everything is just like a smack on the bottom and a lollipop at the, you're not God. You aren't God. And once you accept that, your craft has an opportunity to be truly fulfilled in the highs and the lows. But if you will not accept that, you become this, no matter how many years and how much money you've spent on an education, you become this shallow pool that simply refuses to see around any of the hard corners of life. This is just disgusting. If your first thought is, when things get hard, I'm out. Might as well die. That's not life. That's not life. And you are such a first world casualty. This is my point about comfort. You're better off living in some random country in another century of life than being who you are in all your privilege. Because you simply can't and won't be bothered by anything. The little hangnail. Kill it. It's disgusting. It's not worth having a first world if you're the outcome of a first world.
Aaron.
I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up.
Good luck.
But every life is precious. What is the Greek word for every? What is the Greek word or root word of every?
I think it's translated if you want.
Every. Oh, if you want it. Every life is precious. And I cringe when I hear even Christians say this and or people who are otherwise pro-life. Maybe young married couples. Oh, we had a pregnancy scare. What? A scare? What is that? No, it's not a scare, because every life is precious, even the ones described here. Todd making a really meta statement about what life is and how it's viewed by many in the West. It's tragic.
Mm-hmm.
It is tragic because when we view life as a burden, or lives as a burden, or things that are explicit blessings of God, from God, as a burden, we're missing out on that blessing. It's tragic in that sense. It's tragic in the sense that we're devaluing life, but it's also tragic in the sense that we're denying ourselves blessing. And I think stories like what Anna just read really underscore that at the end of the day, nobody is a burden. Nobody. Everybody has the imago Dei within them, on them. And God blesses each and every human being that comes into this world and uses them as a blessing to those around them. Just ask Bob Vanderplatz, had a son with special needs. You think Lucas was not a blessing? No, he was.
It's very well said. Thank you, Princess.
Thank you.